So last week I spent about 8 hours building an AI assistant that ended up not functioning the way I wanted it to function. What I want to do now is I want to show you exactly how you can replicate and build that like I did in about 15 minutes. So a lot faster than 8 hours. Now this is done in Assistable.ai. If you are not yet a user of Assistable.ai, if you go to Assistable.ai, I just said that 3 times, I know, then just let Jordan know that Jason sent you, and I will go ahead and give you a 2-hour session to help you set up your first AI, kind of give you a tour and stuff like that, as well as future different documentation things that I'll be working on. You will get access to that in a membership. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead and take a look. So I was working on this maintenance support AI, so a support agent. And this could be used in many different situations where you have a lot of frequently asked questions, even technical questions perhaps, and potentially even with pricing. Now let's just take a look at kind of what I was going for, and then I want to go ahead and share what and how I did it. So here we go. So the idea is for for customers when they call or when they text, for them to be routed to a chat, a text, which will then diagnose what the problem is. From there, find out, is there any information, any documentation on this problem? Do I have a solution for it? If yes, then let's go ahead and provide the solution. If not, then let's notify a human support agent. So that is what we're trying to accomplish. There's many different applications for this. What I did in this case is I did not train the AI to call and answer or to accept calls and then to answer the questions on the call. What I did is I routed it to the chat and text, partially because at this point, you know, with the tokens, with the call hours and everything, I just figured it's probably better if we go if we just go ahead and do it via chat. So that is exactly what I did. Now in this video I want to cover the setup, the assistant, as far as the chat assistant goes. I won't go through the call in this case. That's fairly straightforward. I'll do another video about call assistants. But for now, let's just go ahead and check into the chat assistant. So what we will need to do is we will need to have a knowledge base, and we will have to have the correct assistant. We'll need to tag them to actually, you know, turn on the assistant, and then for the call we need the numbers, but we won't be doing the calling at this point. And we'll just suppose that you already have your phone number set up and go high level as far as texting goes. So let's create the new assistant first, and I'll just let you know some of these parts. Well, actually all of these, I do have them pre-set up already, but I'm just going to walk you through it as well so that you understand how this goes. So what we have here now is we have multi-channel chat, inbound options, different options. We're going to go with a new assistant over here. And since I have the new assistant already here, let's just configure the assistant right away. Oh, there we go. And we're going to call this Chris the third. And I'm going to call him, actually I typically prefer having the description first, because it just so happens that if it does cut off the text, then I have at least have the idea of what this person does. Now what we want to do is we want to give a personality. We're just going to go with confident. We don't need calendar management because we're not booking appointments, but we will go ahead to create tasks, create notes, self-scheduling, email access, all the rest of these. Now in this build out, it's going to be fairly simple, fairly straightforward, so we won't actually need all of these, but we will allow him to do it in case he decides he wants to. No calendar is necessary. We're going to go in the behaviors. I already have a knowledge base created. If you don't yet, you wouldn't be able to select it now, but since I do have it, I'll just go ahead and select it already. It's the HVAC technologies. I will cut this down just a little bit to not have too long messages. And message queuing, we don't need to have a queue for a long time to have a better response because these responses are fairly simple and straightforward, and we don't need a pure crazy human like either for these support requests. Now we'll filter tapbacks. We will use multi-send. No, actually we won't for this. And set reply time constraint. No, people will reach out when they want help, and we want that to be accessible to them. Now in the context field here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some details from here that I have pre-written. So your maintenance and repair support staff for manufacturing company that focuses on building trucks, tools, or for duct cleaning. And we're gonna go ahead and grab the purpose. The goal is to find out what the user needs help with in the maintenance and repair, and then send them the applicable links as per HVAC equipment, tools, and trucks problem solutions, which actually this one I should change. This is still from the old stuff. As per your training data. Do not provide any solutions beyond the provided training data. And so as you can see already, I'm trying to make sure that this AI will stay in its lane and not try to figure it out by itself. Because sometimes it works, but if it's super technical, super detailed, it might have a good general idea, but it just doesn't quite solve the problem. Company overview. This is something you just want to fill out. You could even hit generate that and just put the website in there and let it run for itself. In this case, we're keeping it super simple. I'm literally just grabbing a copy of that there. I think that's what it is. And then why the conversation is happening. The customer is considered the user will be reaching out to ask for help with specific maintenance or repair issues that they need help with. What is some important information for the assistant to know? And here is some information that I want the assistant to know. Keep your verbiage and messaging very short and concise. Text as if texting a friend. Use simple language. Make it easy to understand. Use colloquial language. Do not speak in JSON or give references to where you found the links. Now this is something that I need to work on a little bit more for it to just not bring any of that in, but it's good enough for now because it is providing the right data. And as I mentioned before, we don't need a pure crazy human. When sharing a link, I think this might be what you're looking for. So this is just an example. I think this might be what you're looking for. You can get this part here from Amazon. Do not give any solution other than what you have in your training data or if specifically mentioned in the flow builder. Now, depending on how familiar you are with Assistable.ai, we have the flow builder up here, which we'll dive into very soon as far as the prompting and stuff goes. Don't ask for photos or videos, you can't read them yet. Remember, you do not know anything beyond the flow builder and training data provided. Do not grab info, links, or solutions from anywhere else. Okay, there we go. Now let's go into the flow builder. And let's just put the goal in here right away. So previously with my previous build out, I already had like 7 different states. So each one of these goals is essentially a state. And I already had like 7 of them. And with every frequently asked question or with every specific technical issue, I would have had to add another one of those and go back and update the first one. It was going to be so complicated. Now with this new method, it's just a breeze. So if I want to add any new issues, frequently asked questions, whatever, it's a breeze. It's very easy to do. We'll look into that very soon. What we want to do now is go ahead, just rename that, and I'm just going to grab the details from here again and walk you through it so that you understand what's happening. So problem identification and solution. Now, if you have different states and you ever want to reference and have it go to a specific one, you can use that name to direct it to that, okay? So say you had another goal here. In this case, I would in here be like go to state goal step 2 or something of that nature, which would direct it to that goal. Now in this case I don't want this, so I will just delete it. I do want to add more detail here. And now this is a bit of a longer prompt here. So first of all, we give a bit of context. Users will come to you for help. You need to identify the problem they are needing help with, and then search through the training data, search through your training data, frequently asked problems and solutions, and give them the solution provided in the document. Example, user replies. So here, as you can see, I have one example. I don't have a second one here yet at this point. I actually didn't need it at this point yet. So user reply, hey, I need help. Assistant reply, sure, what can I help you with? And then user reply, I'm having an issue with my wheel, getting the wheel off. Assistant thinks, I need to get more clarity on what the user is working on. Assistant reply, sure, I should be able to help. What specific equipment or tool are you removing the wheel off of? User, the hybrid portable. Assistant thinks, do I have a solution in my training data? Frequently asked problems. So as you can see here, the training data I'm referencing to frequently asked questions, problems, and solutions. So that is actually the name of the training data of the document itself. And it's getting a little late here and my eyes are getting tired. Yes, I have the solution. I will present the solution given in the facts, problems, and solutions. No, I don't have this in my training data. I will notify the maintenance tech by calling the function enroll contact in a workflow service support. Now, as you can see here, this might get a little technical, just going it over quick, but it's actually fairly straightforward. We have different functions that we can use. We can just use our regular words, but since we know what how AI is speaking, since it's speaking in JSON, it has pre-coded words or different functions and stuff, then we can use those and we can tell it exactly what we want it to do. So in this case, I'm using enroll contact in workflow. And this here, now we can grab that person, the user, and put them into that workflow by adding a workflow here, which I didn't do yet because this is, we're just setting it up, right? Enroll in workflow, add action. Now what we do here is just select the correct one here, service support help needed, and I would just give it a bit of data here as far as what to put into it, as far as when to put the person into that workflow. And that essentially is a copy of what we had here. If that happens, then put them into the workflow, right? So you can spend more time reading the exact details here if you want to. I'm going to go over to the task now. This is fairly straightforward here. And again, if you want the documentation for this later, just ask for it in the comments, or once I have the membership up and stuff like that. As long as you get your Assistable.ai with me, you'll have free access to that. Ask the user what they need help with. Make sure you get clarity on what vehicle, equipment, or tool they're working on. Make sure you know what the problem is. So as you can see here, there's a couple details. Now the way I'm going about this is I want the assistant to follow these steps one by one. However, if you notice over here, this is more like bullet points. I don't have an A, B, C, D like an outline would have, right? So this means that these are just a couple of things for you to do as an assistant. I don't necessarily need to have you do one first and then the next. It's just this is information for you to know or to figure out. Now, do you have a problem or solution in your training data? Frequently asked questions, problems, and solutions. So again, I'm referencing the training data. If the problem or solution are in the training data, then do that. If the problem or solution are not in the training data, then do that. So now, as you can see, now we have an if-else. So if yes, then do this. If no, then do that. So send the user the solution given in the training data and answer their questions appropriately. So what we're going to do in the training data, we're going to have the exact problem with the exact solution coupled to it, so it knows exactly what question to pull from. Ensure the user gets help from John and a maintenance and repairs technician. So this is if he does not have the training data in the frequently asked questions. Now inform the user that you do not have the solution, but that John, the maintenance and repairs technician, will be there to help them. Let them know that he should be able to be in contact with them very shortly. Now call the function enroll contact in a workflow service support help needed. So this is honestly so as straightforward as it is to have it search in the right document and to use if-else situations to find out, is this something that I'm even aware of in my training data? Because again, we don't want it to go spewing weird data. And so that's what we have. Now we want to just crank up the persistence because we want to make sure that it follows this as consistently and concisely as possible. Example dialog, we could put details in here, but we already have an example up top here, so we don't need that. And that's it. We're going to update it. Now let's go over into our knowledge base. I just want to show you how you go about this. I already have this set up, so I won't set it up again. But the frequently asked questions, problem solutions. So what I did here is I went ahead, I created a document, simply titling the exact name that I was referencing throughout the prompt, just so the AI knows exactly what I'm talking about. The better we can connect the dots, the easier it's going to be for AI to follow. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. We need to be very, very clear. Now, problem and solution. So here's a problem, and this is, I have two problems here now with 2 solutions. Now we could be adding another 150 here, and it should still work just as smoothly. That's the beautiful part here. So as you can see here, I'm having this in a verbal communication type form. That's the way I asked this question. I'm not saying it wouldn't work otherwise, but that's the way I did it here, and it worked really well. I'm having an issue removing the wheel of the Revolution hybrid duct vacuum. Sometimes the Revolution duct vacuum, and this is just a bit more information, is referred to as a hybrid vacuum, hybrid portable vacuum, and all these different names. Now the solution is this. I think I got a solution. Check out this YouTube video, and then it links to a specific video. And also, if they want the parts, then we can link, Amazon, Shopify, whatever we want. We could link that in here, and that's how it will come through. And then we have a second one here as well. Now, I won't go through exact conversation here, but I'll show you what I did as the initial test with this, and it worked really well. So I'll just show you that instead of spending the time texting and waiting, and all that. But now first, let's just make sure the AI assistant is set up properly. Oh, sorry. So once you have this set up, what you want to do then is go ahead, go to File, download CSV. And once you have the CSV downloaded, I like to use NanoNet's JSON converter, CSV to JSON. Upload the CSV, and now you can literally grab it or download it, and if you just copy and paste, so we can copy it here, go over here, add knowledge base, text, and again we'll want the exact name. So what we do is copy this, bring this over, paste it in there, put that in there, and now we would just upload it and done. So that's simple. Then wait 5-10 minutes to make sure that it's finished, that it's all set up to help your assistants. Now to activate the assistant, obviously they need to have a tag, which we're operating off of tags as far as turning them on, turning them off, and we just want to go ahead and create the active tag. Choose which assistant. In this case it's Chris number 3, and assistant tag could be anything as long as you have it set up later on. Now you just need to add the tag. It will automatically shoot it over to go high level, so that you don't even have to create the tag there by yourself. I'm not going to do that since I already have that set up, and I won't be going through a live conversation here at the moment. But I just want to show you how well this worked the other day. So hey, I'm having an issue getting my wheel off. That was the customer, the user saying. And sure, I can help with that. What's the specific equipment or tool you're trying to remove the wheel from? It's a hybrid portable. Yeah, that can be tricky. I think I got a solution. Check out this YouTube video. Now let's just check it out. There you go. That's the exact video that I wanted it to share. And then we also have Amazon links, which they, with the parentheses, don't quite open. That's something I need to take a look at. But if you copy it and paste it, then it works. So, and then I hope this helps. Yeah, my door's in. And then I continued asking just to check the other solution as well, and it worked just as well. It gave the right answer and helped out. Now, what I did here after the second one was I asked for something that doesn't exist, or it wasn't set up anyway. And so I wanted to test it and make sure, is it actually going to, is it not going to just come up with a weird answer? And lo and behold, here's what happened. I've informed John about your issue. He should be reaching out to you shortly to help you with the cylinder for the door on the vacuum bags compartment. Hang in there. Now, pretty much as soon as I got this message back, my phone started ringing as if I'm John, right? And it's like, hey, customer test is having, like this name here, naming the customer, is having a maintenance issue and needs your help. I wasn't able to help him. And so just press any button and it will connect you with the customer. So that way the support, first of all, we can hand off as much of that as possible with AI. But then if it's not able to, then it just goes seamlessly over to a human, where I would have just had to press a button and it would have connected me. How much faster can support be? Like that is very, very quick and very, very seamless. So that's the quick rundown of this whole thing here. I hope that's been beneficial. If not, that's okay, because it's the first video that I'm doing for this YouTube channel. So I hope you will forgive me. And again, I love comments. If you have a like for this, I appreciate it. But especially if you have any topics or questions that you would like me to answer and do a video on, I would love to have ideas coming in. So just drop a comment down there, ask for what you need help with, and let's get it figured out.